Hello, and welcome back to XCOM Game Journal. Last we left off, I was going into my first real mission of the game, as opposed to the one you start out as, and I'm excited for this campaign. But I will let you know some things up front about the way the series is going to work. I'm not going to go into my thought process that much for my moves. I am going to explain things as they come up, rather than continuously. And this is because the primary goal of this series is not to teach you XCOM. If you do learn something about XCOM, that's great, because it's a very fun game. But mainly, it's for a record of my life, and I'm not going to get much of a record of my life if I'm always talking about the game.
Remedy now.
Let me turn down the voices a bit. Audio volume might need a little bit of tuning.
Go, go, go! Already there! Got it, moving!
Sound effect volume down. Fast volume down a little bit more. Right. Oh, that's way too low, actually. Need the sound effects a little bit higher. Otherwise I have no idea if I'm doing anything. Alright, so, I'm going to try to do like a multi-threaded process where I play XCOM with one set of neural tissue, and with the other set of neural tissue, I'm going to actually try to talk about the way things that are happening, current events in the life of one man. And it's going to be very interesting because I have no idea if I have enough. My brain runs in like Intel I2, so actually that's not really correct, because whereas computer processors end up getting things right, but very slowly at lower processor ends, human brains, if you stress them out, tend to be just as fast as they are usually, but they are much more inaccurate, which is kind of interesting as a comparison.
Orders confirmed. Moving out.
Since we are concealed, and since we have a turn tone at this game, I will be moving faster because I always move fast. Just how I roll.
Go, go, go.
Now,
Control on the move.
alright, great, we found our first pod. So, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my yesterday. It was a Saturday. You'd think, you'd have a relaxing Saturday morning, relaxing Saturday afternoon, and in general recovering from the stress of the work week. In college it's a little bit different, because you have a lot of projects that are going on all the time, and you want to make sure that you're ahead of, at least I do, I want to make sure that I'm ahead as much as I can be on all of them. Can you move over here? I'm worried about, like, seeing a pod this direction, though.
Recibido. Objetivos enemigos a la vista.
Well. They probably will not see us, because unless they walk, like, a lot this way. If they walk 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tiles this way, then we might be in a bad situation. So I'm gonna say Overwatch, 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 Overwatch. But because I have all these projects that are lined up, it's kind of difficult to manage my time and actually get the stress relief that I feel like I need on the weekend. I try to partition my time so that I have designated work time and designated playtime, but sometimes the work time runs into the playtime in an unfortunate way. And I mean, it happens the other way as well. Don't get me wrong. If you go here, you won't be spotted.
Voy a la posición designada.
You won't see anyone, but you'll be spotted.
Remedy now.
So what we want to do is figure out, well, what's the correct balance between
Orders confirmed.
getting everything that I need to get done as soon as possible, so that I'm not running against deadlines when, I could get late penalties and stuff like that, and, staying sane, because there were some aspects of yesterday that I wanted to tear my hair out over, and I will go into those in more detail, I promise, as I can.
Heading out.
So, as I mentioned in the last episode, perhaps, I am going to be moving to Boston, not to Boston, but to a place very near Boston called Bedford, in the summer to work my internship, and I'm very excited about that. However, I need to find a place to live, and places near Boston, if you're not familiar, are very, very expensive most of the time. As a result, I'm kind of, in addition to that, I don't have that many options because of the fact that it's kind of late, and a lot of housing is already reserved at this time of the year. Like, if I had gotten this internship in the fall, then it probably would have been easier. Because at that point, I would have been able to reserve all the way in advance of the summer and maybe gotten some good rates and discounts. Not to say that the deal that I did get was bad. The deal that I got was very good. It's about $1,000 a month for, you know, I won't list the amenities, but they're nice, and it's a nice place, and I am happy with what I got there. You know, the situation, as it currently stands.
Okay.
And because of that, I am totally fine with the situation, but that also means that I have to interact with people and say, well, how is it going to work that I'm going to... This is through Airbnb, if you weren't aware. Sorry, I didn't make that clear. But even if it wasn't, it would be through roommates. It's like, hey, I'm going to be subletting your apartment. You know, I'm going to be living with you for an amount of time, and we have to figure that out somehow, how that's going to work. I really like my position here.
Order bekräftad. På väg ut.
So I have to contact them, and I have to say, hey, is it possible for me to move in this range of dates? And then, after I do that, I have to say, well, maybe you could offer me a discount, because then that would be really nice, because I'm going to be staying with you for the entire summer. And they did, and it was very nice of them. But in the meantime, I also wanted to look for other options in the area, and, you know, sorry to spoil it for you, there weren't all that many. There were some nice places I was able to find, but the problem is that I don't live in the area, so I would be concerned about, well, maybe arriving there and finding that, well, they smoke, for example, or they have pets. Now, I'm allergic to pets. I don't have anything against dogs and cats, but I am allergic to cats, and I'm allergic to dogs. And it's okay if I'm, like, near them, but if I was to actually go out and live with a cat, I might have some problems.
I guess that'll be okay.
Okay, good, we found them. See if we can draw them out a bit. Maybe we shouldn't, maybe we should just go all in. Depends. So that was what I spent about 4 hours doing, was organizing, well, what are the options I have? What are the best options? What are the poor options? Based on that data, how do I feel about XYZ places? And then once I've made a decision, then I'm basically committed. I can't not take that place. Now, in addition to that, I want to make sure that everything's in order, and I wanted to get that out of the way as soon as I could.
What's over there?
Aside from that, what I was doing was making sure that the event that I'm running is going to run well, and I had to consult with the artist, who thought that we were going to be doing something much more, you know, with much more production value than we actually are. And that's fine, it's not a big deal, but I have to make sure that everyone's on the same page about that, and it's not easy sometimes.
Получай!
I spent another 3.5 hours doing that, I would estimate.
Need a light?
Adelante. A ello voy.
So, yeah, in general it was just kind of stressful, and I was also feeling kind of down and out because of the story I had read. It was somewhat of a drama about a, like, you know, just getting pregnant and you, like, basically just before you go to college. And it was just, you know, it had a kind of bittersweet, hopeful take on it, but mainly because of some other factors that were included as subtle details in the story, it just made me kind of feel down.
Förstått. Täcker området nu.
And what else was I doing? Oh, I was doing a lot of homework. You know, I had you know, the project.
There's heavy fire in this zone. Incoming over here. Visa där.
Oh wow. The project is just not very easy for software engineering, and I have to deal with that, and there are some things I also have to deal with. So this person's on Overwatch. Oh, good.
It's dead.
That simplifies our situation.
Сделаю.
What's over there? Vamos a movernos. Ven y verás.
Sorry, I'm just very deep in concentration right now because this is kind of this is in a moment of opportunity, and I feel like I'm not really taking advantage of it. I also have a lot of food in my apartment that I need to get rid of. I'm getting very lucky.
Shit! Time to watch.
Easy.
Is it not stack?
Ну, подходите, гады.
Get ready for a surprise.
Yeah, maybe I should have done that first.
Rör mig.
Oh no, that's not good.
Этот готов?
Alright, well, this would simplify our situation a lot. And what can you do? And then, as for what there's a lot of food in my apartment, I need to use it if I can. There's a lot of dried beans and a lot of burrito shells. I planned tonight to make a black bean burrito mix, so I'm gonna mix up black beans, corn, rice, onion, and lettuce and cheese. Or maybe I'll add lettuce afterwards. Oh, this man is very lucky.
Adjusting sights.
Oh, please.
Right. One of them is on Overwatch, but we have a really good grenade opportunity. Someone, I hope. And that'll be where I just heat up a little bit of that mix in the morning.
Excellent.
And then I put it in a burrito, and I
Of course.
just, put it in the burrito shell, and then you have a burrito for the entire day. And it's, they're giant shells, so it should be fine. I'd like to get rid of ant without getting myself flanked.
Por fin.
Alright. Just trying to minimize the number of units that are on the field. Make my life simpler. Alright, nice.
I'm trusting you here. Got it covered. When you love us. Сканирую.
I'm trusting you here.
I think you just take the shot. Ah, too bad.
Still moving. Could use some ammo over here. Okay, I'll go. Moving to Overwatch.
Oh, Psy Zombie. Alright, that means we can get an easy flank on this sectoid. Yeah, there's a lot to think about in this mission, to be honest with you. I didn't expect the third pod. Usually you don't have a third pod.
If you say so.
Alright, good.
Check it before you get too close. Rock and roll. Let's rock.
We need to take care of this guy on the inside. Alright. I think this is getting simpler now.
Eliminering bekräftad.
I might uninstall that voice pack.
I gotcha.
I'm on it.
Here.
Сейчас разберемся. Готовность номер 1.
I just have you take a shot. No.
No le das arma vacía.
Maybe I should have had you reload first.
Scanning.
Small mistakes. The small mistakes add up though in this game.
Happened better.
You did take a shot though instead of going on Overwatch, so it frees up us to do something like... Oh, he's in a really good position. It's an unfortunate thing. Does anyone have a grenade that's nearby? Frag grenade. You do, but...
I'm trusting you here.
We're just gonna take pot shots at him. Alright.
Didn't do much.
And destroy some of this cover.
Whatever.
As for what I did today, well, I woke up... Yeah, I played a lot of video games last night, to be fair, and then I... woke up, and around like 11 AM, I think it was.
Preparado.
Alright, good.
No puedes conmigo.
Woke up at 11 AM, and what I did then,
Okay.
well,
Scanning.
what did I do at 11 AM today? Well, I got up and I made myself, I got myself a little bit of fruit for breakfast, and then around, took a shower and all that. 1:25 PM, went over to my friend's place to code, and do some programming homework. It was a good time.
Routine.
Then I came back here, prepped some of the food I'm going to make later.
Снова в строю.
What's over there? Back in.
And then I just started record. And so, overall it hasn't been that eventful, but that's because there's not all that much to talk about. Just, getting really frustrated in...
Objektiv säkrat.
Man, I'm really gonna need to find out which one that is. That's really annoying. I'll just switch them off of it at the end of the mission, and uninstall that pack. Hopefully it won't corrupt all of my data files.
Jag rör mig.
So you probably call the Sky Ranger.
Vi behöver evakuering fort.
Probably could have used another unit to do that, but it's alright.
Evac request confirmed. Hold tight.
Fair enough.
Alright, can we see it? No idea why we can't see this thing yet.
What's over there? Objective here.
Yes.
Oh, reinforcements are incoming, so we should have as many people on Overwatch as we can. Even if it does mean we won't get to shoot at it this turn.
I'm trusting you here.
We should also be in cover from as many directions as we can. It's a little bit overboard, but alright. Pretty much what I had in mind. Right, so...
I guess that'll be okay.
I find that right now my life is kind of absorbed in actually getting things done. And it's not really anything that interesting. It's not like I can have a huge project to tell you about. I was like, oh man, this is so cool. I'm going to save the world with what I'm making. It's not like that. It's more like, man, I have to figure out what specific things I need to know in order to implement this specific thing so that this specific thing works. And it's really in the nitty-gritty of it. And if you ever worked with HTML and CSS, you'll know what I mean. It's just because things are not easy to get them working, is what I'll tell you. It's frustrating, and oh man. Alright, nice, nice. Alright, good. It simplifies our situation. Should get in cover from this side though. We'll post up inside the, like around here. Be a good spot. Again, even if this doesn't mean we get to shoot at the thing necessarily, I think that it's worth it. But if I can shoot at it, I want to.
What's over there? Ready to rock.
I guess that'll be okay.
Oh, you can't see it from here? I should have been paying more attention. Can see it from here. Can we get you behind better cover? Can. And we'll probably just flash these guys and bide our time because we can afford to. I think that's generally the better decision. I mean, it's generally a bad policy to get in extended firefights with your enemies because, at least in this mod, they'll generally have better chances to hit than you will. They'll just have less people. You generally have a lot more tools to work with. Alright, so we'll be able to complete this mission. And not poorly either, I'd like to say.
I'm alright.
Good, good, good.
Is that all you got?
So we need to get the evac, and then we will evac, and that'll be the end of that. And then I will talk a little bit more on the technical side of things, because it does make more sense to explain what's going on there and explain my thought process in case I'm doing anything wrong, so that I may criticize myself later for that.
Yes, good.
I'll actually have you hunker, because you're...
Fine.
Принято. Сканирую.
have you retreat some more.
If you say so. Affirmative, covering now. Ubicación confirmada.
Scanner.
Alright. Oh, wow.
Taking fire.
We might have no choice but to run that Overwatch, so we don't necessarily have to do it with him. We could do it with this character. Run here and then run back. That's probably what I'm going to do. Very high HP on this character. you get to evac in one turn? You can.
Sure, let's go. Reloading! Excellent.
Начинаю наблюдение.
What's over there?
See if we can keep our units alive just for one more turn.
Poniéndome en guardia. If you say so. Affirmative, covering now.
Not even close. This is Firebrand. It's time to go.
Okay, in case anyone can see this, I am going to have him move again. And then I'm going to have everyone evac. Alright, so we might be able to evac everyone nicely.
Other order.
Man, that's annoying.
Okay, I'll go. Yeah.
I'm trusting you here.
I guess that'll be okay.
Alright, let's get everyone out of here.
I'm going.
All XCOM operatives are secure. Firebrand is returning to base.
Objective completed, seems good.
Mission accomplished.
So, I'd say that that episode, that mission that is, went pretty alright, and it's kind of difficult to assess what we could have done better because we did get shot, you know, just kind of, you know, here's one good metric that I think I've heard another good XCOM player say. If you're getting shot at, you did something wrong or improperly, or you got bad luck, because sometimes you just miss your rolls. I think that we did set up really nice ambushes, but we definitely weren't prepared for the third pod to show up, and especially not like that. So, that's the difficulty, I suppose, you could say. How do you estimate how many pods there actually are? Because at the beginning of missions there are usually, pardon me, only 2. But that's alright. Dick Johnson, sharpshooter. Gunner. Pedersen is a shinobi. Nelson is a specialist. Hughes is a grenadier. Why are you over here? Okay. Manchenko is sniper. Another sniper. Alright, interesting. I've missed the person who was that had McGlynn is an infantry. Ramirez is a assault. Got an advanced autoloader, that's pretty good. Very low intel. Alright. So we're gonna need to get more intel in order to...
Commander, you're not gonna believe this. We just picked up a signal from an emergency locator beacon. It's definitely one of ours, from the original invasion.
Oh wow. So,
Crazy.
alright, so now we have to launch this mission.
They'll be out there. I think we owe it to them to find out.
Like I said in the previous episode, sometimes you get missions back to back. Well, now this is one of the times. So, I'm gonna say, thank you for watching. Remember to take care of yourself, and have a good night.